and take a look at the Proud Boys themselves. Thanks, Rational Disconnect. I'm ripping your content. I love you, buddy.
I started this gang called the Proud Boys. And
The Proud Boys?
The Proud Boys.
What's Proud Boys about?
We will kill you. That's the Proud Boys in a nutshell. We will kill you. We look nice. We seem soft. We have boys in our name. But like Bill the Butcher and the Bowery Boys, we will assassinate you. Now, part of the reason I agree to do the talk is because I'm allowed to bring all my guys. And we can fight our way in and fight our way out. Eating the shit out of these people. I think it's our job to do it. And the cops just turn a blind eye. If you're wearing a MAGA hat, as Sal is right now, Sal's in the studio, folks.
Oh my God, it's Sal Cipolla. Where are you from?
On here.
Wow, you came a long way.
If you're wearing a MAGA hat, and some guy with a slightly punk demeanor comes up to you and says, "Hey, are you Sal or are you pro-Trump?" Choke him. Trust your instincts. Don't listen to what he has to say. Choke him. If I do a video where I say, how about we start throwing bricks? Is that legal? You can't call for violence on a specific person, but can you say they're throwing bricks? We should throw bricks. Can you call for violence generally? Because I am. Fighting solves everything. We need more violence from the Trump people, Trump supporters. Choke a motherfucker. Choke a bitch. Choke a tranny. Get your fingers around the windpipe. I want violence. I want punching in the face. I'm disappointed in Trump supporters for not punching enough. Get a fucking gun. Get ready to blow someone's fucking head off. I've even killed people in my dreams. That's how awesome my gun is.
Get in trouble, get arrested, get fired. Let's all get in this together. They can't kill us all.
Dude, I got green tips, man. Those go through at least 3 bodies.
Oh, beautiful. Plop. I love the way he falls on his ass. They said, you want to go? I said, yeah, I want to fucking go. And I punched him in the face. And then Coulter emailed me later and she goes, conservatives never punched anyone in the face. Finally, things are turning around. And then Malsberg goes, you're not advocating violence, are you? And I go, I absolutely am. It's a wonderful, effective thing. This is a fucking war.
So yeah, they're basically brown shirts. They have an actual designated organization with a central leader who calls openly for violence and murder of people who disagree with them. It's very clear, very clear designation right here. It goes on, you know. Here, I'll read it for you. I'll make it easy for you. In October of 2018, Gavin McInnes hosted a Proud Boys party where he led a recreation of the murder of Inijiro Asanuma, leader of the Japanese Socialist Party. Antifa came to protest, and they were jumped by multiple Proud Boys and 3 known New York white nationalists who were with them. A lot of violence on the end of these guys. They really like it. They really like violence. It's pretty wild. But they're very fine people. Yeah, Count Dankula was fine with them. Count Dankula really hates violent protest groups, but he's okay with the Proud Boys. Fox News also misreported on this, saying that the man brandishing a sword in front of the police was Antifa when it was actually Gavin McInnes. Do you guys remember this one? I remember this one. This is a vintage one right here. Look at this.
This time at a Republican office in Manhattan. And the group says it's just the beginning. Trace Gallagher is tracking that for us tonight. Trace.
Shannon, it was around 1:30 in the morning when the anti-fascist or Antifa members allegedly vandalized the New York Republican headquarters in New York City.
Got another video clip?
Beginning and who have hosting Gavin McInnes, the founder of a far-right organization called Proud Boys, who have physically clashed with Antifa protesters on several occasions. Today, New York Republican...
So they recognized it was Gavin McInnes, but they still buried this in like an Antifa violence kind of story. It's really funny. Can you imagine if an actual left-wing protester got out of a car in front of police and brandished a sword? I'm pretty sure that sword was plastic, but I mean, plenty of black people with toy guns been shot by police, so not really sure. I don't know. Here's Enrique Torrio wearing a right-wing Death Squad patch and Joe Biggs wearing an I'm Just Here for the Violence shirt. They're both organizers for the Proud Boys. A lot of people will give these guys a lot of pass because Gavin McInnes is a comedian, you see. He's just an edgy boy. But, you know, if you go and you run through the ranks of Antifa, and I know this is surprising to some people, you're actually not going to find a bunch of people openly calling for the death of their enemies while wearing shirts saying, I like murdering people. Just it's not actually a thing they do that often. Just here for the violence, training to throw communists out of helicopters, death to Antifa. Good folks here, good folks. Joe Biggs called for violence as he organized a rally of over 1,000 white nationalists from all over the country, including Patriot Prayer, the Proud Boys, and the American Guard, who assault protests with a hammer. The Proud Boys are a Nazi organization. Gavin McInnes is on record several anti-Semitic jokes, and the fact that they are willing to openly organize and fight alongside white nationalist groups makes their intentions, I think, pretty clear. Now, mind you, and I think it's really important to remember this, what we are doing right now is all ableism because these people are mentally ill. These are all mentally ill LARPers, every one of them. Unfortunately, mentally ill LARPers are also the brown shirts who led Germany into fascism. So I want to reiterate that. If you look through these people, you will find deeply broken and sad people. These are not the working cognitive minds of healthy and reasonable human beings. Just regular humans don't really function this way. There's a reason why, people have to work so hard to make Antifa this death squad menace that it's been made to be in the media. They have to really push that narrative because, in reality, not really that representative of our, of their general, modus operandi. Whereas these people will just openly brag about wanting to murder others. We couldn't get away with that. Funny.
Out here, we're going to keep wasting his resources. He's going to call all the agencies that he's called. He's going to call the National Guard, the FBI, all of those people, and we're going to keep coming out here until Ted Wheeler does something.
What do you say to residents that say, we're paying taxes for this, and you're just wasting our resources?
Do they pay federal taxes like I do?
All of them pay taxes.
Perfect. Then this is just as my city as my home back at Miami. This is the United States of America.
So you've come here from Miami to waste the resources of Portland.
That wasn't our original intent.
But you just said that's what it was.
Now.
This is another really common thing amongst these far-right groups, is that they'll travel to different states to instigate violence. It's actually because, again, these people have no lives. And they dedicate their lives to this. This is everything to them, because we're the Jews, the left, are responsible for everything wrong in their lives. We're the reason why they can't get it up anymore. We're the reason why they don't have a cute Aryan trad wife GF. We're the reason why they flunked out of high school. We're everything to them. We are the monsters in their dreams. And for that reason, they'll dedicate their entire lives to engaging in far-right, I guess we could call it protesting. They'll travel from state to state, and for that reason, their dedication means that they can be everywhere in ways that counter-protesters can't. Usually, fucking anti-fascist counter-protesters aren't going to go across the country just to protest 50 or 60 dipshits running through Main Street with AR-15s. White nationalist Kyle Chapman, named after the signature big stick he uses to assault people, also has close ties to the Proud Boys and is currently serving 5 years probation for felony possession of a weapon. Really common amongst these people, by the way. Being in prison, assaulting cops, assaulting their girlfriends, felony possession of weapons, that sort of thing. Proud Boy chat logs have also proven they plan to enact violence at rallies. This one's real good. This would be enough for a conviction if this was a left-wing group. Showing off weapons, right before they go to a rally. If they want to meet wisdom, all they have to do is ask. They name their weapons. Look at this fucking guy. Look at this, 55-year-old. The fucking Maul machete. Jesus Christ. I named her wisdom. You can believe it. Almost 1 month ago to the day, during one of the coronavirus lock-in protests. Notice the wall of police? No riot shields, no batons. They're using their hands on protesters who may or may not be infected with corona who are not wearing masks. Now, being that the cops aren't wearing masks and the protesters aren't wearing masks, these protesters actually represent a much greater threat to the health of the police than any of the current protesters do. Guaranteed. Of course, I can't track these numbers directly, but statistically speaking, I wouldn't be surprised if some of these cops caught the Rona. Don't know if any of them died, but that's a much greater threat to their person than anything the protesters are doing right now. And yet, these cops do not have riot gear, they do not have weapons drawn, and they are allowing the protesters to get right in their face. Pretty wild, right? I mean, can you imagine if that was a video taken from the recent protests? Like, you see what's happening in LA, and you see what's happening in Seattle, and you see what's happening in Minneapolis, and then you get this video from, I don't know, let's say it's Sacramento, and the police are just fucking body-hugging all the protesters. Like, it's okay. It's okay. Hey, don't hit us or anything. It's okay. You'll get your hair cut one day. You know? I can't fathom it. The police are fundamentally an authoritarian institution. There's a quote that I only half remember. I wish I could remember it. It's something along the lines